Donald Trump and the Republicans stand no chance whatsoever in the next two elections without the active support of the greatest grassroots political organization probably left in the country, the National Rifle Association.
No, I agree, but is he really masterfully playing them? Because I was told he's playing them by Ted Nugent and a congressman.
I think they're both absolutely right, Alex. I think the president is playing him, and we can count on him on the Second Amendment.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
You know, the motto of the Special Air Services in the UK, the motto of special forces around the world today, is fortune favors the bold. There's another saying, nobody knows who said it posthumously, but no guts, no glory. Well, I'm not looking for red carpets. I'm not looking for jet airplanes. I'm not looking for people to kiss my old, ugly butt. But what I am looking for is living my own life. And all these control freaks and people that want to run my life, want to run your life, I say it's open season on them. Intellectually, culturally, economically. And if they jump across that line and they pull the first punch and they draw the first blood, then we give them everything they want. And it'll just be like rowing a boat up and down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Because the tree of liberty is watered by the blood of patriots and tyrants. And as strong as the enemy is, they're only strong in their will to be evil. We are strong in our will to be just. And we're building a future world. Now, we ran into that break, and bumper music didn't fire. It's fine. Sorry, I cut you off, ma'am. Deborah, finishing your point, absolutely. What you're saying is what Mike Judge, and I tell the story because I'm just so busy. Like 4 years ago was the first time I did it. And like 3 years ago was the last time I did it. I did it 4 or 5 times with him. And it was so much fun to go out to his ranch north of Austin. Big house, big deck all around it. And shooting firearms. And he brought the whole cast of Silicon Valley to it once. And he brought the cast to another movie to it. And these people were shaking when we had 50 cals and 223s and, you know, M4s and everything. And within 30 minutes, we had these girls, these ladies, these starlets, shooting bullseye at 100 and 200 yards and going, well, I'm a good person. I'm not going to kill anybody. Whoa. It was crazy. And he looked at me and he said, this is how I convert people. And he said, and I said, can I say that story? He goes, yeah, you say that story. And he said, this is how I convert them. Critter King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, all that stuff. It's one of the biggest producers ever. He's made like $7 billion in production. It's almost as big as Spielberg. But the point is, he's a very humble guy. You know, he was the top engineer on the F-18. He made money off that almost 30 years ago and left with that money and set up what he really wanted to do, animation. So that's how smart Mike Judge is. Anyways, I'm not trying to kiss Mike Judge's butt, but like photogenically, he kind of looks like a nerd on photos, but in person, he looks like Bruce Willis. But anyways, and nothing makes the girls more excited, too. I mean, you know, I was in the middle of a divorce then, so I was a good boy, let me tell you. But, you know, you get out there with the girls, shoot some guns, and have some beer and eat some barbecue out in the country, it's a good night. So that conversion of those people in 30 minutes each time that we did it was incredible. And so that's exactly what Deborah's saying, but a lot of women are kind of creeped out by men, and I don't blame them. I'm creeped out by men all the time. And so we need to have you go out and basically show the religion of self-defense and self-empowerment, and there's nothing more human than that, than not being a victim. Is that what you're saying, Deborah?
Exactly. You know, I feel very safe when I'm carrying my gun because I'm like 5 foot nothing, weigh about 120. So I'm a little person. And to be out at night, it's very empowering to have my gun and have people know that I have my gun. I mean, I was walking to my car one night and 2 guys came up and they saw me and they're kind of, you know, joking with each other going, hey, she's got a gun. We're not going to mess with her. I'm like, yeah, that's a good plan. You better keep walking. So that gun is the equalizer for women. Plain and simple.
Yeah. And then the feminists run around saying, take guns from women is the most asinine load of baloney I've ever heard in my life. And I just tell you, the funnest thing is hearing my older daughter say, Daddy, Daddy, I want to go shooting some more. And, you know, I was sitting back in the backyard shooting bows and arrows and BB guns. And it's just the best thing on earth. And how the left, each generation gets more domesticated. Thank you so much, Deborah. Great points. God bless you. And by the way, she held for over an hour and a half. So get her name and number, and let's send her a free T-shirt or something, because that's what we're doing here. Let's bring Roger Stone in here, and we'll continue with phone calls because he wants to take calls. Roger, I remember talking to another source in Congress about a month ago, and he said, Alex, trust Trump. I had just talked to Ted Nugent, and he had talked about some private meetings, and I'll leave it at that. And he said, you want to talk to this person? And I'd never talked to this individual before, but I knew who they were, and I talked to them. It was an off-the-record meeting. And they said, listen, Trump's for real. He's suckering them on the guns. He just wants them to come out and be anti-gun and say they want to ban the Second Amendment. And I remember those conversations with Nugent and others, and then it happens a month later, and I'm going, okay, I don't want to put like some mantle on Trump of like 40 chess, but now I'm starting to buy that. And then I was told by another source, hey, don't worry, he's going after Bezos first, because the Washington Post and how he's getting all this free tax money and everything, and Trump just thinks it's bad anyways. If Facebook was getting tax money, he'd do it too, but they're not. And now it's all here. I mean, wow, this is incredible. So what can you say about his gun move going, okay, give us what you want? And they go, okay, we want to ban the guns. And people go, oh, my God. I mean, I was told that Trump was in meetings and said, watch what I'm going to do and don't get on my ass when I do it. And you see him in that meeting with Feinstein a month ago, and the Republicans are kind of nodding and smiling because, and then I'm told, like, you can go ahead and even tell people because the left's so delusional, they don't even listen to us. But, I mean, I'm not Machiavelli, Roger. You know, I'm like straight up. And that's my strength. It's also my weakness. But, geez, you know Trump well. Is that really what's going on here?
What I think's going on is the media is getting some rhetoric, but the NRA is getting the legislation. Look, Donald Trump and the Republicans stand no chance whatsoever in the next two elections without the active support of the greatest grassroots political organization probably left in the country, the National Rifle Association.
No, I agree, but is he really masterfully playing them? Because I was told he's playing them by Ted Nugent and a congressman.
I think they're both absolutely right, Alex. I think the president is playing him, and we can count on him on the Second Amendment. Look, I think this has to be seen within a larger context. Stormy Daniels getting no traction with the American people at all, despite
in fact, Trump's approval went up.
And you can see why among many men that's entirely possible. At the same time, the real explanation is doubling 100% increase in the GDP over Barack Obama. We had 3% GDP when Obama at best averaged 1.5, and we were told that's what we could expect. So that's 100% increase, and the American people feel it. They're beginning to feel it. Now, with the prospect of real peace and a settlement of this North Korean menace and a madman who we believe may have the capacity to destroy us, Trump is on the verge of true greatness. When he threatened the little dictator, you know, he was accused of being bellicose, and it was dangerous, but it threatened them to the table. Skillful diplomacy. Trump does not want war. Now, the question most people have asked me, Alex, is what about this spending deal? Because let's face it, it stinks. There's so much in there that's just garbage. Chuck Schumer gets millions for a tunnel. We get nothing to build the wall. There's a lot of things wrong with it. But I think the president tells us in his own words, and it's both strategically important to understand. By giving the military buildup that not only Trump has promised, but which the generals want, he's buying the allegiance of our military in what could be a coming constitutional showdown. And for that reason, plus keeping his faith with and his support for rebuilding our muscle, he's delivered for the military, hopefully peeling them off from some of their intelligence neocon allies. Is this a chess move? I think so. And he accepts all the crap that he doesn't like because he has now got the generals. We know he has the first non-civilian Secretary of Defense in memory. I really think, Alex, that's what's going on.
We'll talk about it. More calls straight ahead with Roger Stone. All I know is Trump's gotten a 5, 10, 15, 20-point boost, depending on the poll, once the Democrats said we're going to ban the guns. I mean, they did get sucked in, and I love watching Hogg and all the rest of them fall flat on their anti-gun little fascist faces.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
So we have even right there.
What's his name?
This is an emergency transmission from FEMA Region 6 in occupied North America.
There is a war. It's happening now. It will decide the fate of humanity. The time to choose sides has come. We are the resistance. We are the InfoWar. InfoWars Life Brain Force Plus is our #1 selling product by leaps and bounds, and for a good reason. Going back about 5 years ago, we did research on what top-selling nootropics were most popular, what were best, what people liked, and we made it even stronger. Then we cut the price because leading competitors have 5 to 7 times markup. We only have 150%, and then it helps fund our operation. Well, now it's 50% off. That means we've got a 25% markup, and we've got it paired with the Real Red Pill that takes about 7 days to kick in. Brain Force takes about 30 minutes. But the two go together. It's the Mind and Body Challenge. They're both 50% off individually, or together they're 50% off and free shipping with the combo at InfoWarsLife.com. But it's got to end in a couple days because both of these bestsellers are about to sell out. InfoWarsLife.com to get your Brain Force Plus and Real Red Pill today.